Aquarius, hello and welcome to your summer 2023 shapeshift reading. We're looking at the shape you're shifting out of, the shape you're shifting into, and what that shapeshift looks and feels like for the summer season. I'm Andy, I'm your reader, and I'm going to tell you how this works. So these readings are meant to carry you through the entire summer season. You watch them at the beginning of the season when the shifts drop around the summer solstice. And then again, halfway through the season, let's say you set a reminder for about the first week of August, because then you will already have lived through half of the season and you can bring some of your lived experience to the reading and it will probably ring a lot differently to you on the second viewing. And then you'll watch it again at the end of this season so that you can look back in hindsight and see how you've shifted from the beginning of the season all the way to the end. So if that sounds like an investigation that you would like to join us for as part of a community, you can join the shifting space. The link is in the description box below to learn more about that. But we will use tarot and astrology to check in with these readings as they unfold throughout the season and investigate them in real time together. Okay, very cool. Aquarius, I am joined by Yes, the Oracle, an oracle deck created by Kira Prunetto, one of our very own Shifting Space members. I'm so excited to share this deck with you. The collages are amazing, so here we go. Aquarius, what is the shift for Aquarius this summer? Okay, one more. Somebody's doing a back dive. You know, like, did you ever learn how to do a back dive as a kid? One more card. Okay. Oh, wow. Huh. Okay, let's take a look at this. Let's look at it together. Okay, so the first two cards, we're seeing this like swimsuit, this person in a swimsuit diving backwards, and we're not really seeing their head, but we are seeing them just like diving backwards into something. There's a couple of figures doing that. So there's something about like diving backwards, something about swimming. There's a bridge, so they're like diving backwards off of the bridge into the water. Even the second picture, we're seeing two people. One of them is clearly like about to dive backwards or swim backwards. And it looks like there's this backwards dive or leap into this person holding the neck of a horse. And it feels to me, Aquarius, like there's some sort of thing where you're wanting to like back dive, which is a pretty bold move and like kind of a scary thing. Back dive into the arms of someone or something that you are very comforted by or feel very like emotionally attached to, or maybe you felt very emotionally attached to at some point. But there's some, it feels like comfortable, familiar, even like familial, to just be like, I'm going back and I know that this will catch me, is the feeling. I wonder what that means. Back diving, free falling into or back to maybe something that you love very, very much, or someone that you love or care about, or who cares about you. And it feels sort of like going back to something or returning to something, because I see this almost like as a childhood type image, you know, like growing up as a horse giel, you know, and like loving the horses and that being like a nostalgic thing. Obviously not everybody, it's not nostalgic for everybody. They grow up and become ranchers or like, you know, have horses, and that's awesome. But like for a lot of young kids, I feel like it's a dream to like ride horses and love horses. And so there's something about like going backwards to something nostalgic like that that could be part of this. Okay, let me see if I'm getting anything else here. Yeah, the back dive is like such a free fall moment. I remember when I was a kid, again, this like idea of memory or nostalgia. I'm going back to like, it's very Six of Cups. Like when I was a kid, I could do a mean back dive. If I did a back dive now, I would absolutely hurt myself, you know, too old. But when I was a kid, I was so bold and I was so much more trusting, and I was just like, okay, I'm gonna learn how to do this really cool move, and boom, like, let's go. And I would just back dive off of every surface into every body of water I could imagine. And it was like I knew I would be held there. And I felt safe to do it, even though it is actually like a pretty unsafe thing to do, you know, at least for an adult. Like I would absolutely hurt my back. Okay, that's really, and like there's two people, there's some sort of interaction here maybe where like there's one supporting the other in making this really bold dive back to what they've done previously or where they were previously. It's like someone's sort of like holding you, like, I got you, go ahead, you know, a spotter back to something that they love or used to love or used to do. Let me just see if there's anything else. I think it feels, because there's no like, you know, this person's head where the head would be, it flows right into another body, and even here it flows into like a porcelain head. I think there's this idea that you can't see where you're going when you do a back dive. It's like, I'm going into the complete unknown, or like I have no idea where this is gonna take me or where this is gonna lead. But then like with the support of someone there spotting you, like, it's okay, I got you. You can go ahead and do this like kind of scary, risky thing. You don't have to be able to see where you're going. I got you. And that gives you like a little bit more of a sense of security. And suddenly we see that the person can, you know, has a head on their shoulders again, even though they're still going to do this bold move. Because they feel like they have a sense of security and support, they have a head on their shoulders. They can do it, you know? And then back to this. And again, it's something so emotional, so close to your heart. So tender. Aquarius, what is this? Okay, we're gonna have to get to clarifying now. I've been using this deck, the We See. It's a game, it's a picture association game. And I'm using it to clarify using more imagery. It's really been speaking really fun. So I'll get into that next in the rest of this reading, but if you're leaving me here on YouTube, I will leave you with a little note to self for Aquarius this summer. Note to self for Aquarius this summer. You're moonwalking. Aquarius, you're literally walking backwards, diving backwards. You're going back. And it's something about your heart, emotions, the moon, your internal experience. You're moonwalking. I mean, Venus is retrograde all summer in your opposite sign, in Leo. So what is that going to mean for you, Aquarius? What house is that in for you in your chart? Like, what other planets are there? What part of your makeup astrologically is being affected by Venus retrograding, which is a moonwalk, a back dive, walking backwards in Leo? And it looks like you're walking right back with her. So we're gonna have to get into this now and see what exactly that means. I hope you join me for the rest.